welcome back to In the Can. We're with Charlie Reff. He's a programmer for a couple of the sections here at the Sundance Film Festival, Midnight and Next, and
Yes.
quite possibly the tallest guy I've ever interviewed in my life outside of Reggie Miller.
Wow.
So well done. Yeah.
Yeah, man, great.
I'm not
great
dwarfing
list.
you. It makes
Great
me feel
list.
good. I always look like such a giant next to...
People regularly compare me to Reggie Miller, so I like that.
That's great.
It's
Well, I'm
normal.
liking the beard. You should have grown it when you played.
Yeah, sure.
Patrick Ewing would have just folded in front of you. Charlie, you got a really interesting job because, for those of you who have been Sundance veterans, the Midnight section and the next sections are relatively new.
Yeah.
Relatively new in comparison to the
Yeah.
genesis of the festival.
Yeah, for
Let's
sure.
talk about Midnight for a second.
Yeah, Midnight's a great section. It's been around a while. Great films have come from it. We're really proud of it this year because I really think this is one of the great Midnight sections that Sundance has ever had.
Mm-hmm.
The films are playing. We're through 6 of them so far, of 8, and all of them have played through the roof. So really excited, and I'm really excited about the last 2 tonight. So
We were talking before we came on. The Midnight section, it is a bona fide section in the festival, but it seems to launch careers in a way too, in the way that sometimes the shorts do. And then I'm not comparing the two genres by any means. We were talking about Jim Mickle, for example, with his film. He got his start last year in the Midnight section. But you were telling me about a filmmaker who actually went the other way.
Yeah.
So Midnight really isn't the JV, so to speak, of the film festival.
Yeah, we have a film by Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clement, who's from Flight of the Conchords. They co-directed it together. And Taika has been in world competition twice with his first 2 films. And this was a great, it's basically like The Office, but with vampires in Wellington, New Zealand. So it's completely ridiculous, really, really funny, really silly. But Taika was like, his dream was to have a midnight film. Like after having all these fun, cute little screenings, he really wanted like a different energy with the film.
And let's talk about that too, because the energy of the audience is different too. I mean, these films are literally screened very late at night and go well into the morning. And so, what kind of audience usually do you find as a draw to these films?
Drunk people, people who scream and yell, which is great. No, we had played the Electric Daisy, a doc on the Electric Daisy Carnival called Under the Electric Sky, and that crowd was a lot of hardcore kind of raver, fans of Electric Daisy, like diehard fans, so they were screaming all the way through the film. So yeah, that's what we like. And last night at the Dead Snow 2 premiere, they had Nazi zombies in the crowd, scaring people.
In the crowd?
Yeah, scaring people through the screening.
What was more scary, the zombie part or the Nazi part? Maybe the combination of the two is just
it's the double up.
Scary.
Yeah, it's the double up.
Let's talk about Next. Next is a section I think is relatively new.
Yeah, 5 years.
It basically gives filmmakers a better avenue to tell their stories with technology being the way it is. It used to be in the day you'd have to get film, you'd have to get a crew, you'd probably have to get a lot of backing. But now with the way things are set up, if you've got a good story, there's a much easier way to tell it, and Sundance is making it easier to show. Yeah,
with Next, our kind of goal with Next is that we wanted to respond to what we were seeing out in the film world, like you're talking about, kind of changes that were going on, and something that we started to see with films, with new indie filmmakers, was that they were. Sundance has always had this history of telling unique stories. And with Next, we feel like not only are the filmmakers telling unique stories, but they're telling them in unique ways. So they're approaching their stories from unconventional perspectives. And so that's kind of like what we're looking for. There's a whole range, whether it's really, really extreme, or whether it's just like really, really like subtle touches, or like very, very like calm, simple films and how they approach it. But we just feel like we wanted to celebrate this kind of new energy of filmmakers trying to tell stories uniquely.
And I bet in a way this section is the hardest to program, because I'm wondering how many submissions you get and how many you choose. Is there a bigger discrepancy than maybe World or the docs or the cinematic dramas?
Yeah, no, well, people don't specifically submit to Next. We just program within the section. But a cool thing that's happened over Next, because as the years have gone on, it's really built up in energy, and we've really like kind of honed in what we know that section to be now. That it started off as 8 films, and then last year we jumped to 10 films, and this year we're at 11 films. It's just with these films that we just can't let go, and that's how we like. Another way I like to describe these Next films is, you never know where they're coming from. We have this year a film called The Girl Who Walks at Home Alone at Night, which is It's a black and white vampire western that is shot all in Farsi, but it was the film was actually shot in Bakersfield, California, but it's supposed to be in Iran, in a fictitious city called Bad City in Iran, and so like. I mean, who could ever even expect that a film like that would be made? And so, yeah, we're looking for these filmmakers who are just incredibly inventive, and and we just keep finding them stronger and stronger ones every single year. So it's exciting.
And that's a credit to the flexibility and the growth of the festival itself, because, like you said, 6 years ago that film doesn't make it into the festival. But now there's an outlet.
Yeah, we wanted to create a space for films like that. We have competition, we have premieres, and we have midnight, but we wanted just those films a little bit more off-center. We wanted to give them a spotlight because I feel like they're films that maybe are more divisive at times, but the people who are fans, like, it is their favorite experience being able to go see something so unique like that.
One of the fun things about your job is you get to stay up all night pretty much, right? You were telling me you've actually got a Q&A tonight. I guess the film will start at right around midnight, and you're going to be with the audience at 2 or 3 in the morning, huh?
Yeah, the film is about 2 hours and 15 minutes long, so we'll be doing a Q&A around 2:30 in the morning. It's an Indonesian serial killer film, so I'm sure the crowd will be ready for that Q&A. But yeah, this is the first time I've been up at 9 a.m. at the festival all year.
I was just going to say, have you gotten any sleep? I appreciate you coming in early.
I'm on the flip side. Most of the other programmers are early risers, and I'm on the other side. I would rather stay up as late as possible.
Well, then you're perfect for what you do for the festival.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
All right, Charlie, I appreciate you coming in. Charlie Reffy's one of the programmers for Midnight and Next, 2 very unique sections of the Sundance Film Festival. Coming up, we're going to take a look at the documentary No No. It's the story of Doc Ellis, a fascinating film. Stay tuned. More in the can coming up after this.